welcome you into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, brought to you by Tab Bank. Beautiful afternoon here at America First Field in Sandy, Utah, as we get ready to kick off the 4A state championship game. It's an all St. George final as the number 2 Dixie Flyers get ready to take on the number 4 Crimson Cliffs Mustangs for their spot at a 4A championship crown. It'll be the Dixie Flyers in the blue. They'll be going to the right of your screen here to start action in the first half, and it is the Mustangs in the white with the red shorts, and they'll be going to the left of your screen here to start first half action. The ball's rolling and we're underway. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 80 minutes of the beautiful game as Dixie here in possession with Contreras. Contreras, he'll play it back to Passley. That ball will go all the way back to Mason Randolph. Or excuse me, that's Ellett in possession for the Dixie Flyers. Ball played up by Dixie. To Porter here at the center back position for the Flyers. He'll have possession as he'll boot the ball over the top. Looking for an opportunity here. Headed away by Meese. Ellett takes a deflection, and Dixie here in possession with Contreras. Booted away by Esplin, the defender for the Mustangs. Ball goes out wide. Dixie still in possession. Here's Sarabia. Sarabia, ball filtered through, looking for Mesa, and off his line to collect is Brody Fielding as he'll pick it up for the Mustangs. First opportunity here in the game, and it goes to the designated home side of the Dixie Flyers. Is now Randolph off his line as he'll collect. Ball booted away as Caden Cox here will try to get this one away for the Mustangs defense. Mesa lets it bounce, and he brings it in. Felix Mesa goes down, but nothing called as that ball goes out of bounds. A throw-in for the Mustangs over on the far sideline as Hoppy will throw it in. Poppy gets it in. Esplin plays it centrally, trying to find Parrish in the middle of the park, but the whistle and the foul will call. The free kick coming up here for the Mustangs. And an opportunity for Crimson Cliffs to boot this one away. It'll be Caden Cox to boot this one up. And he'll play it short. He'll go back to Brock Fielding. Or excuse me, Brody Fielding. He'll get it back to Cox. Cox will boot it up over the top. Headed away by Passley. Now it's Meese. Weir, one of the goal scorers, can't bring in possession. Now here come the Dixie Flyers going down the other way with Kogan. Kogan goes out wide to Mesa. Mesa cuts inside. Here comes an opportunity for Dixie as Felix Mesa trying to get past the Mustangs defense. And that ball booted over the top. Giving chase here is their leading goal scorer in Mitchell. Mitchell into the box, gets it on his right, takes the shot, deflected. Randolph off his line, spills it. Busk crosses it in, goes back post, but no one there to get on the end of it as it goes across the face of goal. And it'll go out of bounds and out. Caden Parrish at the back post, couldn't get onto the end of it as Portman Busk plays that across, and it goes out of bounds for the goal kick. Good opportunity for the Mustangs here early as well. Portman Busk, the goal scorer, the golden goal scorer for the Mustangs in the semifinals, had an opportunity there. Jacob for the Flyers, loses out possession. Back here with the ball is Parrish for the Mustangs. Tries to keep that one from going out of bounds. Instead, it's a throw-in for the Dixie Flyers over on the far sideline. Porter to throw it in over on the far side. Sarabia brings it in for the Flyers, loses out possession. Ball played back to Brody Fielding. Fielding here in possession for the Mustangs. No one there to receive the end of it. And it goes out of bounds, a throw in for the Flyers in the attacking third. Porter to throw it in on the far sideline for the Flyers. Sarabia brings it down. Sarabia gets past one. Sarabia into the box, defended and cleared away by Poppy. Flyers back in possession only momentarily as that ball's played in and cut out by the Mustangs. Porter giving chase. Ball goes out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for the Flyers on the far sideline once again. Early minutes here of the first half between the number 2 and the number 4 in the RPI. The Flyers and the Mustangs going head-to-head for their opportunity at the 4A crown. 34-35. A couple good opportunities so far from both sides, but still looking for that big decisive pass to create a big play. As Felix Mesa goes down, a whistle and a foul called. The free kick coming up here for the Flyers as Taylor Cogan standing over it to take. Cogan will look to play it in. Plays it short. As that ball will roll out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Mustangs here with a goal kick, an opportunity to boot this one away. Fielding gets it away. One back by the Flyers quickly as the Mustangs now back in position. Portman Busk in behind, but he was in an offside position as that one will just roll out of bounds and out. Busk didn't touch the ball. He held his run, realizing he was in the offside position, so it's not a free kick. It'll be a goal kick for Randolph here to boot this one away. For the Dixie Flyers, the number 2 in the RPI, led by head coach Travis Wilkinson, his 6th year in charge. 16-2 overall in the season, 12-0 in Region 9 play. They finished at the top of the region. Of course, the number 2 in the RPI with 73 goals scored on the season, 19 goals against. Start off the season with 2 straight losses. Lost to Skyridge 2-1, lost to Lone Peak 4-1, and since then have gone on a 16-game win streak, including 2 wins against Crimson Cliffs, where they beat the Mustangs 3-2 in overtime, and then in the second game won 2-0. Got the first round bye, beat number 15 Logan 5-1 in the second round. Quarterfinal win against number 7 Timpanogos with a score of 5-0, and then took down the defending 4A champions, the Ridgeline Riverhawks, the number 6 in the RPI, by a score of 2-0 in the semifinals to set themselves up here in the championship game as that ball goes safely into the hands of Fielding. Last season eliminated by Murray 2-1 in the quarterfinals. A year later, here they are at America First Field with an opportunity for state championship number 4 in boys soccer for the Dixie Flyers. Ellett will boot this one away. Contreras giving chase as Eaton was trying to get around Contreras. Out of bounds and out. Mustang throw in here on the near sideline. Mies plays it to Eaton. Eaton crosses it in. Weir trying to get on the end of it. Instead, Flyer ball as Chico plays it to Cogan, who's running in. Coming across, making the defensive challenge there is Esplin as it goes out of bounds, and Cogan here will throw it in for the Flyers. Cogan, 30 goals on the season, 11 assists, the playmaker, the leader for this Dixie side. He'll throw it in. Had a beautiful free kick scored in the semifinal for the second goal in that game. And now Passley to throw it in for the Flyers here on the near sideline. For the Crimson Cliff Mustangs, led by head coach Isaac Klingensmith, his 6th year in charge of the side, 15-3 overall in the season, 10-2 in region play. Finished 2nd in Region 9. Number 4 in the RPI, 54 goals scored on the season, 14 goals against. Their 2 losses in region play, of course, coming to the Flyers, as mentioned earlier, 3-2 in overtime, 2-0 loss as well against Dixie. His 3rd time the charm here for the Mustangs. Kogan taking a shot from distance. Can't put it on frame. It'll go out of bounds and out. Mustangs got the 1st round bye. In the 2nd round, took down number 13, Uinta, by a score of 4-0. Beat Green Canyon, the number 5 seed in the quarterfinals, 5-1, the final score in that one, and then got the win against number 8, Mountain View, as that shot from distance goes wide. Good opportunity for the Flyers. Instead, we'll have a goal kick. Got the 2-1 win against number 8. In the Mountain View Bruins in the semifinals, the golden goal scored by Portman Busk in that one to set themselves up here in the state championship game, looking for state championship number 2. Last time the Mustangs won was back in 2022. Last year eliminated by the Ridgeline Riverhawks in the quarterfinals, the eventual state champions. Now a year later, here they are against the Flyers. 2 region rivals. 2 St. George sides going head-to-head for the 4A crown. Nicely won there by the Mustangs as they have possession here with Caden Cox. Cox will whip it into the box. Randolph off his line. He reads it and collects. Boots it away. Only to find Poppy. Back out to Poppy. Defended by Porter. Poppy goes in centrally. Big defensive tackle there made by Felix Mesa as the Flyers winning possession back. Here's Kimball Carter. Carter tries to play it up the sideline back towards Mesa. Instead, it goes out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for the Mustangs over on the far sideline. Substitution coming up here for the Mustangs as Bo Lawrence checks in, as well as number 12, Seth Bateman, in for Crimson Cliffs. Ball brought down by Crimson Cliffs. Quickly went back by the Flyers. Down goes Kogan. Ball here with Crimson Cliffs in the middle of the park. Opportunity for the Mustangs as this played over to the near sideline for Lawrence. Lawrence with the shot. Randolph forced into the save. And Bo Lawrence, the senior, inside the box with a big opportunity, but Mason Randolph comes up huge. Big opportunity there for Crimson Cliffs to try to take a lead. Great passing outside of the 18, lands at Bo Lawrence for an opportunity inside the box. But Randolph doing well. Now the Flyers trying to go down the other way with Kogan. Kogan trying to get past Eaton. That ball poked away. It rolls out of bounds and out. And a corner or a throw-in coming up here for the Flyers on the near sideline. Taylor Kogan again to throw it in. Mesa brings it down. Goes back out. Off of a Mustang as that ball was poked away. I believe that was Esplin there on the poke away. Throw it again. Passley gets it into Mesa. Lets it roll to Kogan. Eaton defending. Eaton boots it away. And that ball goes out of bounds and out. A corner kick coming up here for the Flyers. And an opportunity for the Flyers to create an opportunity off the set piece. Passley will head over here to the near sideline to take the corner kick for the Dixie Flyers. Players lining up at the back post. Passley, 2 hands in the air, whips it into the box, goes far post. Headed away by the Mustangs. Passley brings it back down. Inside the box, here's Passley taking the shot, deflected. And Kogan trying to track it down. Kogan turns, gets past Bateman. The cross comes in to Contreras, whips it, goes whips it towards that back post. Mesa tracks it down, stops it from going out. Still an opportunity for the Flyers as Poppy there with the deflection, out of bounds and out. A throw in over on the far sideline as Kimball Carter to throw it in. Porter plays it back to Carter. Carter now tries to poke it through and defended by the Mustangs. Out of bounds and out. Another corner kick opportunity coming up here for the Dixie Flyers as the number 2 in the RPI trying to find their opportunity for the breakthrough. 25-10 left to go here in the first half, all tied up at 0-0. Corner taken short. Dixie on the attack. Ball into the box with Mesa. Mesa loses his footing, able to recover, but that ball booted away. Nicely defended by Crimson Cliffs, and we'll have a throw in for Dixie over on the far sideline as James Porter will leave it for John Porter. Ball back in play. Kogan trying to track it down. Another corner kick coming up there as Eaton forces it out for the corner. Corner kick opportunity coming up again for the Flyers as Kimball Carter takes the corner. Ball whipped in and headed away by Esplin for the Mustangs. Brought down by Mesa. Another opportunity here for the Dixie Flyers to recycle the ball, but booted away by Matthew Poppy. Throwing over on the far sideline for Dixie as John Porter will look to play this ball in. Kimball Carter up the sideline. Nicely turned there by Carter as Poppy comes across and clears it away. Another throw-in opportunity coming up here in the attacking third for the Dixie Flyers. Ball played into Kogan. Kogan gets it back out to Porter. Porter brings it down. Porter looks to whip it into the box, plays it to Carter. Carter trying to find options, gets it to Kogan. Kogan will cross it in, takes a deflection off of Eaton, and it goes out of bounds and out. Another throw in for the Flyers in the attacking third. Substitutions prior to, as the Dixie Flyers looking to make some changes. Felix Mesa coming off. Also coming off will be number 30, Kimball Carter. Checking into the game, Sarabia with his number 34 back in for the Dixie Flyers. Also in is Wyatt Woods with his number 11. Into Sarabia, brought down inside the box, defended by Esplin, and it goes out of bounds. Sarabia trying to bring it down, trying to turn on Esplin, but defended well. Brody fielding here can boot this one away off the goal kick. Has option short. The senior goalkeeper here for the Mustangs with the goal kick. Ball booted away. Cut out by the Flyers. Ellett boots it away. White Woods trying to turn, defended nicely there by Caden Cox. The whistle, the foul called. This one goes against Cox. And the Flyers free kick here for Dixie as Taylor Kogan standing over the ball to take. Everybody lined up at the top of the 18 here for the Flyers. Opportunity to put a ball into the box. Floated over the top. Headed away by the Mustangs. Passley will track it down. Dispossessed and by Bo Lawrence momentarily as Passley there called for the foul. Bo Lawrence goes down, the whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up for the Mustangs as they look for their opportunity to boot this away. Possession here in the last 10 minutes or so, strictly in the attacking half for the Dixie Flyers. The Crimson Cliff Mustangs now trying to get into the attack of their own. Quickly won back by Dixie as Sarabia brings it down. Cut out by Matthew Poppy. Out of bounds and outs once more. A throw in over on the far sideline for the Flyers. Ball back in play here with Wyatt Woods. Woods running up the sideline. Woods with an opportunity and can't find the chance to cross it into the box. Pressured out with a heavy touch. It goes out of bounds and out. A goal kick coming up here for Crimson Cliffs. Prior to, though, mass substitutions for the Mustangs. It's Portman Busk checking back in. Mitchell back into the game. This one taken short and booted away by the Mustangs.
Now on the pitch for Crimson Cliffs, number 14, Trevor Cox.
Trevor Cox also into the game.
3, Cody Esplin. 18, Ezekiel Weir. 25, Portman Busk.
Portman Busk brings it in, clears it away. Ball back in play here with the Flyers as the ball played back to Porter. Porter with the heavy touch is able to get it away. Off his line to collect is Brody Fielding, and the Mustangs back in possession. Fielding boots this one up and away. Passley heads it away. Brought down by Weir. Intercepted by Chacope. Chacope for the Flyers. Inside the center circle now. Plays it out wide to Esplin, or excuse me, to Sarabia, but a short pass. Ball booted away. Jared Marlowe tried to clear that one out. Marlowe also checking in for the Mustangs on that last dead ball. Contreras try to play a ball through. Covered here by Esplin. Off his line is Brody Fielding. Will collect. Fielding with an opportunity to get this one away for the Mustangs. So he'll go over the top as Mitchell tries to bring it down. Intercepted by Passley. Mitchell still giving chase. Cleared away by Porter. Porter over the top. Esplin there with the header towards the sideline. And as that ball goes out of bounds and out, a throw in now for the Flyers here on the near sideline. Substitution prior to, is Dixie looking to make a change? Off is Melvin Contreras. And checking into the game for the Flyers is number 19, Felix Mesa.
In for Dixie, number 19, Felix Mesa.
Wyatt Woods gets the ball in. Terasa loses possession. Ball booted away. Ball will go all the way back to Mason Randolph. Plays it short to Ellett. Heavy touch. Ball one back now by the Flyers as Ellett tries the shot from distance, but it goes wide of the post. Out of bounds and out. A goal kick coming up here for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Fielding to boot this one away, and the wind really picking up here at America First Field. Kogan can't get on the end of it, but Flyers retain possession here with Woods, Woods, step over. Woods now up the sideline, trying to get into the box to cross it in. The cross comes in, but it did cross the end line. It goes out of bounds and out. And a goal kick coming up here for the Crimson Cliff Mustangs. Ball played short to Portman Busk. Busk boots this away. Flyers back in possession. Woods gives it away. Still Dixie on the attack with Porter. And booted away by the Mustangs. Mitchell brings it in for Crimson Cliffs. Opportunity here to break on the counterattack. Cut out by James Porter. And now the Flyers in possession with Woods. Woods looking for options. Gets it to Mesa. Mesa centrally. To Woods. Now Kogan. Kogan tries to play it through to Sarabia. Cleared away by the Mustangs. And we'll have substitutions coming up here for both sides. Joe Passley here to throw it in for the Flyers. Contreras into the game for Dixie again. That ball booted away by James Porter. Passley to clear it away for the Flyers. Mustangs with a nice ball here to Austin Lyman, who plays it through. And the offside flag raised. It will not count. As I think that was Jared, no. Lyman played a nice ball in behind, but the Mustangs caught in an offside position. As that was number 14, Trevor Cox, whistled for the offsides. Ball booted away by the Flyers. Jacob trying to win it back. Contreras now giving chase. Ball booted away here by Mies. As Cox trying to track it down. Comes off of Trevor Cox. He goes out of bounds once more. A throw-in coming up for the Flyers over on the far sideline. Free kick here for Dixie as that ball is booted away. Again, Cox in behind the defense, but the offside flag raised over here on the near sideline. Will play on, though, as the Flyers keep possession. James Porter will bring it up for Dixie. Up the sideline, looking for Contreras. Contreras goes down. The whistle here and the foul called, a free kick. Coming up for the Mustangs. It'll be Mies to take. Two hands in the air here for Mies as he plays one into the box. Goes far, back post. Nobody there but a Flyer defender to head it away. Dixie now trying to hit on a quick counterattack with Kogan. Kogan using his speed. Kogan slows things down and loses the possession here to Cox. This is Parrish. Parrish looking to play one in behind. And Randolph off his line, reads it and collects it well. Dixie doing a good job here defensively so far in the early goings. They play a very high back line, and the Mustangs trying to take advantage of that by getting players in behind the defense, but the offside trap has worked well. The Mustangs unable to find it too many opportunities in behind. They had one earlier where Bo Lawrence was alone inside the box with a shot. That was met well by Mason Randolph, but 0-0 here in the 11:30 left to go in the 4A state championship game. Throw in for Porter over on the far sideline as Dixie looked to get the ball back in play. Brought down by Sarabia, heavy touch. It goes out of bounds and out once more. This time a throw in for Crimson Cliffs over on the far sideline. Substitutions made here by the Crimson Cliff Mustangs as Logan Jones into the game. Checking back in as well as number 15, Caden Cox for the Mustangs. Jacob winning the ball back for the Dixie Flyers. That ball safely back to their goalkeeper and Brody Fielding, who'll put this one away. Ellett heads it away. Marlowe with a touch. Porter to throw it in over on the far sideline. John Porter for the Flyers gets it into Jacob. Try to get it back out to Porter. Instead, one back by the Mustangs. Here comes Cox with an opportunity as that ball played in behind again. And Mason Randolph high off his line collects. Porter plays it to Pasley. Giving chase here is Logan James. That ball played to Cogan. Cogan now into the box. Cogan gets past Eaton. Cogan plays it through to Mesa. Mesa gets too much under the bar. And that ball goes over the bar and out. Big opportunity there by the Flyers. Gone it begging from Felix Mesa. Cogan phenomenally into the box. Forces Fielding off his line. Much of an open net there for Mesa to play it in, but gets too much under the ball, and the junior can't convert. Big opportunity there for the Flyers to try to take a lead. Instead, we remain at 0-0. This is Terasa trying to win it in the middle of the park. Jacob comes across, pokes it away, but the whistle and the foul called. A free kick here for the Mustangs, with looking for their opportunity to try to take the lead prior to the end of the first half. Ball booted in and punched away by Randolph. Here's Cogan now going down the other way for the Flyers. Cogan holds up the ball, gets it back to Pasley. Pasley back to Taylor Cogan, who turns, trying to get around Poppy, and Matthew Poppy commits the foul. Free kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers in a dangerous position. Matthew Poppy committing the foul for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. 3 on the wall for Crimson Cliffs. Both Taylor Cogan and Pasley's over the ball to take. Prior to, though, we'll have a stoppage in play. 6:56 left to go. Ball whipped in by Pasley to Cogan. Cogan trying to get from distance, takes a deflection, and now here comes the Mustangs on the breakaway. Ellett there, the last defender to boot it away. Nicely done by some last-ditch defending from Ellett to get that one away as the Mustangs were on the breakaway. Ball goes out of bounds, throw in for the Mustangs over on the far sideline. Prior to those substitutions coming up. As the ball back in play. Ball floated in. Into Weir, who has it on the volley but puts it over the bar. Ezekiel Weir, the goal scorer in the semifinal to open the scoring in that game, had a chance off the volley, all alone inside the box. They beat the offside trap, but too much under the ball as it goes over the bar and out. The Flyers there dodging a close one. Now here comes Dixie going the other way. Contreras giving chase, fielding off his line, and he'll pick it up and collect it well. It's Poppy to the near sideline. Ball back out to Lyman, and Austin Lyman can't get on the end of it. It goes out of bounds. A throw in here for the Flyers on the near sideline. Prior to, though, substitutions as Sarabia heading to the far sideline to check out. Marlowe also heading to the bench. Looks like Meese checking back in for the Mustangs. And Jurgensen in for the Flyers. Passley throws it in. Here's Kogan for the Flyers. Plays it across to Ellett. Ellett in the center circle, crosses the timeline, plays it back to Porter. Here's John Porter again in possession for the Flyers. Ball given away. Esplin gives it away, and now here's Mesa. Mesa trying to take it into the box. Felix Mesa, Esplin recovers defensively. And Cox will play it to Poppy. Poppy boots it away for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Big opportunity there for the Flyers as it looked like Mesa had an opportunity to get inside the box, but Esplin coming up big defensively. Ball back in play. Here's Esplin, or excuse me, that was Cox. Now plays it to Esplin. Ball given away. Here's Kogan for the Flyers. Plays essentially to Mesa. Mesa back to Kogan. Ball given away. Eaton with the interception. Plays it back to the goalkeeper in Fielding. Fielding boots it up over the top. Trying to use the wind to their advantage here. With that ball floated in over the top, the Mustangs on the attack with Mitchell. Mitchell crosses it into the box. Passley cleared away for the goal and put in by Weir. Ezekiel Weir had a goal in the semifinal, now puts the Mustangs up here in the championship game. Bad clearance there. A mistake in the back for the Dixie Flyers off the clearance, and capitalized, pounced on by Ezekiel Weir as the Mustangs take a lead. Late goal here prior to the end of the first half with 3:17 left to go. The Mustangs up a goal to nothing over the Dixie Flyers. The number 4 in the RPI taking the lead. Fielding plays it to Cox. Cox will boot this one away. Ball again over the top. Takes a bounce and it'll roll safely back to Mason Randolph. Now how will the Flyers respond now down a goal, despite having some great opportunities here in the first half to try to open the scoring? See if they can get some pressure on this Mustang backline now as they try to find this equalizer with 2:40 left to go. That ball played to Contreras. Contreras steals it away. Here's Melvin Contreras with an opportunity for the Flyers. Contreras gets past Meese. Cross into the box, goes far back post, and it just sails over the bar. Not sure if Contreras there was in the mindset of trying to get a cross in or a shot in, but not too far off there from Melvin Contreras as he tried to pick off that top corner. Ball booted away by the Mustangs. Kogan gets it to Contreras. Ball back to Kogan. Coming across, clearing it is Esplin, and now Eaton, who settles it for Esplin. Tries to boot this one over the top. Jurgensen lets it bounce. Jurgensen against Poppy. Jurgensen with possession. Asher Jurgensen still battling out. Players get tangled up as they go to ground still. As Jurgensen went down, commits the foul. And we'll have a stoppage in play here with 1:28 left to go. Conversations here being had by the center official with Jurgensen and Poppy, who got tangled up. And that one played short as we resume action. Now we'll still have a stoppage here. Still waiting to resume action here as the center official will now take a look at the clock. Adding some time back on, having a conversation too with head coach Klingensmith over there on the far sideline. Or excuse me, that was Travis Wilkinson on the far sideline. Now we resume action. Ball booted away by the Flyers. Out of bounds and out. Mustang throwing over on the far sideline. Here with 1:15 left to go. Mustangs trying to see out this lead to the halftime break. Ellett will boot this one away. Lands at Mitchell. Mitchell crosses it in. Ellett there again. Boots it out. Here's Jurgensen. Jurgensen will look to play a ball over the top. Diaz giving chase. Diaz and Cox, as Cox will shield it away. Fielding picks it up. Nicely covered there by number 15, Caden Cox. And now the Mustangs here in possession with Eaton. Kogan steals it away. Kogan with the opportunity, gets it on his left. Kogan now trying to get the shot off. Nothing called there as Kogan has a heavy collision and is down. Ball cleared away here on the other end. And with 23 seconds left, Mustangs throw. Mitchell to throw it in. Leaves it for Poppy. We have a countdown here at America First Field. Terraza with the header. The whistle, the foul. But we'll have no stoppage in the clock. There was a whistle, there was a foul, but instead it'll just take us to the end of the first half. We reach the halftime break, and it's Ezekiel Weir, just like he did in the semifinal, scores in the first half, and that's what has the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs heading into the break with a 1-0 lead over the Dixie Flyers. Everything to play for still in the second half as we take a step aside here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Don't go anywhere. Second half action on the other side when we return here on KSLSports.com. And I want to welcome you back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as always presented by Tab Bank. I'm Alex Napolis. America First Field is the place as we get ready to start second half action between the Dixie Flyers and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Ezekiel Weir for the Mustangs opened the scoring late in the first half, and that's the difference so far as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs start this second half with a 1-0 lead over the Flyers. The number 4 currently leading the number 2 in the RPI. It is the Crimson Cliff Mustangs in the white with the red shorts. They'll be going to the right of your screen here in the second half, and it's the Flyers in their blue. They'll be going to the left. Second half action underway as a throw in here for the Flyers on the near sideline. It'll be Porter to throw it in. Contreras tries to bring that ball in, but one back by the Mustangs with the throw in. Ball headed through by Mitchell, only lands at James Porter. Porter plays it over the top. And that one will just go safely back into the hands of, into the feet, now hands of Brody Fielding. Ball booted away. Jacob gets a foot on it, goes out to John Porter. Plays it centrally to Jacob. And now one back by Parrish. Parrish plays it through. Looking at Mitchell. Mitchell goes down. The whistle and the foul called. Dawson Ellett came across, commits the foul. And a free kick coming up for the Mustangs in an area of real danger. The Crimson Cliff Mustangs trying to double their lead here early in the second half. Can do so here off the free kick. Good opportunity to whip a ball in, create some chaos in front of Mason Randolph's goal. It's Austin Lyman standing over it to take. Contreras, the single man wall. Ball whipped in, goes far back post, headed away by Porter. Now into the box, the shot, and it's in! It's a goal for the Mustangs! Mitchell cleaning it up inside the box and doubles the Mustang lead. Crimson Cliffs up 2-0 with 37:56 left to go in the 4A state championship game. A deflection that just landed in the breadbasket of Bittner Mitchell. And Mitchell, all he had to do was put it into the back of the net with a tap in. And the Mustangs up 2-0. The Flyers now in a hole. Late goal in the first half to make it a 0-0. An early goal in the second. And a dream start to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs second half. Throw in coming up here for Porter on the near sideline. Kogan brings it down. One back by the Crimson Cliff Mustangs. That ball goes back to Caden Cox. No pressure as he has time and space to play it out. Ball whipped in and headed away by James Porter. Kogan can't get on the end of it. Cox again boots it away. John Porter with the header to Mesa. Mesa brings it down in the center circle. Out to Sarabia. Sarabia now looking for options. Goes back to Pasley. Flyers here in possession. Sarabia up the sideline. Back into Pasley. Pasley now has options into the box. Poked away by Eaton and cleared away by Eaton for the Mustangs. Flyers quickly back in possession. This is Ellett. Ellett. Out wide to Contreras. Contreras now cuts inside. Contreras goes down, the whistle, the foul called. And a free kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers as they need a goal to cut the lead in half. Kogan currently standing over the ball to take. Everybody lining up at the top of the 18. Two-man wall for the Mustangs as Fielding sets up his wall at his near post. Kogan to take the free kick. It's 2 hands in the air, ball whipped in towards the back post, played across the face of goal, and Eaton is there to boot this away for Crimson Cliffs. Out of bounds and out, a throw-in coming up. Dixie throw over on the far sideline. Passley gets it back in play. Up the sideline to Contreras. Contreras now trying to find an opportunity to cross it into the box. Goes down, but nothing called as that ball goes out of bounds and out. Contreras wanted the penalty. Instead, we'll get a goal kick. 35 minutes left to go here in the second half. Still plenty of time for Dixie to pull one back. As the Mustangs here in possession. Contreras taking a shot from distance. And it goes safely into the hands of Brody Fielding. Fielding plays it short to Cox. Ball booted up. And poked away, out of bounds and out. Flyer ball here on the throw. John Porter to throw it in for Dixie. One back by Meese and the Mustangs. As Kogan now wins it back for the Flyers. Ball back to Porter. Porter plays it over the top. And nobody there but Brody Fielding, who will bring it down for Crimson Cliffs. Meese with a heavy touch. Goes out of bounds. Throw-in coming up here for the Dixie Flyers on the near sideline. John Porter to throw it in. Porter gets it into Kogan. Kogan brings it down. Plays it to James Porter, who now brings it up. Ellett to Porter. Porter goes out wide to Passley. Passley plays it up to Terraza. Terraza brought down, nothing called. Passley gets it back to Terraza. Now an opportunity for Dixie. Terraza cuts into his left, plays it centrally to Kogan. Kogan trying to find an opportunity to get into the box, defended by Eaton. Kogan onto his left, cuts back, crosses it in, goes to the near post, and safely into the hands of Fielding. Ball booted away by Brody Fielding. Flyers trying to get back in possession. Brought down by Sarabia. Plays it to Mesa. Heavy touch there by Felix Mesa as he loses possession. Now here comes Lyman and the Mustangs. Lyman, ball through to Mitchell. Defended well and cleared out by Terraza. A corner kick coming up. Last ditch defending there by Beto Terraza, the junior. Coming up big for the Flyers. A corner kick now coming up for Crimson Cliffs as they search for goal number 3. Austin Lyman will take the corner. Lyman will whip it in. Straight into the mix, headed away by Porter, but the whistle and the foul called. High boot from one of the Mustangs. And we'll have a stoppage in play. Clock stop with 31:10 left. As we get reset to resume action. Ball booted away by the Flyers. Giving chase here is Sarabia. And that one goes out of bounds and out. Ball back in play here with Crimson Cliffs. Kogan takes a heavy touch. One back by Eaton. Ball cleared away by Esplin. Now Porter gets it out to John Porter. To Mesa. Mesa trying to go centrally to Sarabia. Here's Sarabia. Pokes it through to Kogan. And Sarabia and Cox get tangled up. As that ball goes out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Goal kick taken short by the Mustangs. Here's Cox tracking it down. Caden Cox boots it over the top. Lyman flicks it through with the header, trying to find Mitchell, headed away by Ellett. Now here's Mitchell. Mitchell gets it to Lyman, and Lyman finds himself in an offside position. Good idea, good pass, but Austin Lyman behind the defense. And a free kick here for the Flyers. Ball cleared away by Dixie. Brody Fielding off his line. He'll pick it up and he'll collect. Plays it across to Cox. Cox boots this one up and away. Giving chase here is Kogan. Headed away by Eaton. Lands at Contreras. Centrally to Kogan. Pokes it through to Mesa. Mesa lets it bounce. Brings it down. Mesa tries to play a ball through. Goes down. And safely into the hands of Brody Fielding. Jacob brings it in. Plays it to Kogan. Kogan cuts back. Kogan brought down. Ezekiel Weir wins it back. Ball in behind to Bo Lawrence. Lawrence crosses it in. Passley has to just clear it away and forces the corner. Corner kick coming up now for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Prior to those substitutions to be made, as Esplin will head to the bench for a breather. Bo Lawrence also heading out. Trevor Cox into the game, as well as number 33, Jared Marlowe. Corner kick coming up here for Crimson Cliffs. The Mustangs trying to find goal number 3 here in the 4A state state championship game. Ball whipped in, near post. Porter there, clears it away. Inside the box, but the whistle and the foul called. Porter going down, wins the foul. Free kick here for Dixie. Opportunity to put this one away. Mason Randolph to clear it out. Randolph gets it away. Marlowe there with the touch as Crimson Cliff trying to win possession back. Instead, it'll roll out of bounds. Porter now to throw it in. Prior to, though, we'll have a stoppage as substitutions to be made. Contreras will head to the bench for a breather. Checking into the game will be number 7, Pablo Diaz. No, excuse me. That's number 30, Kimball Carter. Kimball Carter back into the game for the Flyers. Mesa goes down. Kogan with the ball. Late whistle, but the whistle and the foul will called. Free kick coming up here for the Flyers. Porter will boot it away. Sarabia giving chase. So is Bateman. Sarabia wins possession. Here's Passley. Passley goes out wide to Mesa. Mesa takes the touch. Mesa now into the box. Can't get past Marlowe. As Marlowe shields it well. Free kick coming up here for the, goal kick coming up here for the Mustangs as they'll look to boot this one away. Caden Cox will take the goal kick. Substitution as well for the Mustangs, as Logan Jones checking back into the game. Header flick through. Bateman plays it over the top. Tanner Cox and Jones giving chase. Ball booted out. Throw in for the Mustangs over on the far sideline. Meese whips it into the box. And Randolph there to collect at his near post. Randolph will boot this one away. That one will just go straight back into the hands of Fielding. Carried by the wind. Mesa pokes it through, brought down by Sarabia. Sarabia tries to play one back in centrally. Instead, he'll just roll through and go back to the Mustangs. Here comes Bateman. Seth Bateman floats one in behind and safely into the hands of Mason Randolph. As Randolph here will boot this one away. Mitchell trying to bring it down. Takes a bounce to Sarabia. Now Kimball Carter with a nice turn. Trying to get around Meese. Into the box, hits Carter. Carter plays it for Sarabia. Sarabia to Kogan. Kogan into the box. Defended by Meese. Seth Bateman going down the other way. Bateman trying to play one in over the top, but the offside flag is raised. And a free kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. Tanner Cox caught in an offside position. And the free kick coming up. Ball booted away by the Flyers. Porter brings it in, gets it to Sarabia. Sarabia out wide to Mesa. Mesa plays it in, trying to find Kimball Carter, and that ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw in coming up now for the Flyers here on the near sideline as Porter will throw it in. Substitutions too being made here by the Flyers as Wyatt Woods checking into the game. Ball goes back out of bounds. Throw in now coming up here for Dixie. Porter gets the ball in, looking for Kimball Carter. Mitchell will boot this one away for Crimson Cliffs. Ellett plays it to Kogan. Kogan trying to bring it down. Mitchell's there. Kogan. And that one will go out of bounds once more. Poked away by the Mustangs. Throw in here for the Flyers. Porter to throw it in. Looking for Carter. Headed away by Marlowe. And Meese now clears it out. Giving chase here is Porter. Porter trying to get that out towards Passley. Passley does a good job to keep that from going out. But the flag is raised. It did go out. Substitution for Crimson Cliffs as Parrish back into the game. Sarabia can't get past Meese. Ball poked out of bounds and out. Throw in for the Flyers over on the far sideline. Passley to throw it in. Ball comes down now to Kimball Carter. Ball played through to Sarabia. Opportunity for Dixie. Sarabia trying to cross it into the box. Poked away and cleared by Cox. It goes out of bounds and out. A corner kick coming up for the Dixie Flyers. Kogan heading over to the far sideline to take here for Dixie. 2 hands in the air. Everybody lined up at the back post. Ball whipped in, and it'll just travel across the face of goal and go out the other end. Goal kick coming up here for the Mustangs. An opportunity here to boot it away. Prior to those substitutions for the Mustangs as Bo Lawrence back into the game. Off is number 13, the goal scorer, Bittner Mitchell, scoring the 2nd goal for the Mustangs here in the 4A state championship game. 20 minutes left to go here in the second half. The Mustangs lead it 2-0. Again, thanks to goals from Ezekiel Weir and a goal from Bittner Mitchell. That ball in behind, Tanner Cox giving chase. Porter trying to defend. Cox takes the shot but can't put it on frame as it goes out of bounds and out for the goal kick. It'll be Mason Randolph to boot it away. Ball goes out to Austin Lyman. Lyman goes out wide. Ball in behind. And Mason Randolph off his line reads it and collects it well. Randolph will get this one away. Kimball Carter trying to get on the end of it. Porter also there. This is Portman Busk to clear it away. Now here's Terasa. Terasa with time and space for Dixie. Goes out wide to Wyatt Woods. Woods into the box. Kogan takes the shot. Hit it cleanly and cleared away by Crimson Cliffs. Austin Lyman over on the far sideline brings the ball in. That one will roll out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for the Flyers over on the far sideline. Trying to find Sarabia, instead out of bounds off the head of Meese. Now here's Porter. Porter plays it up to Sarabia. Cuts back. Trying to get around Meese. Meese doing a phenomenal job defensively as he clears this one away. Crimson Cliffs here in possession. Lands at Terasa. Here's Chacope. Trying to get it out wide. Chacope goes down. The whistle, the foul called. And a free kick coming up now here for the Dixie Flyers. With a chance to get this one up into an attacking position. James Porter takes it quick. Gets it to Passley. Passley now into the box. Passley cuts it out to his right, defended by Eaton. Gets past Passley. The cross comes in. Busk is there, and Busk clears it away. Portman Busk with a defensive clearance for the Mustangs. Now ball into Kimball Carter. Takes a heavy touch. Cleared away by Meese. Out of bounds once more. Another throw-in. This time for Dixie over on the far sideline. Long throw-in towards the top of the 18. Brought down by Sarabia. Settles it. Trying to get it to Kogan and cleared away by the Mustangs. Substitutions coming up here for... No, they'll send the ball back. No substitutions yet. Ball played in by Porter. Out of bounds once more. Another throw-in for the Flyers. Porter throws it in. Sarabia brings it down. Sarabia trying to turn on Meese. Lyman comes back defensively. Out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up now for the Mustangs. Now we'll have substitutions here coming up for Crimson Cliffs. As Esplin back into the game. Also checking back in is the goal scorer, number 13, Bittner Mitchell.
Number 13, Bittner Mitchell, and number 23, Cody Esplin.
Off is Tanner Cox, as well as number 10, Logan Jones. The Mustangs here now sitting in a real deep defensive block. Happy to hold on to this 2-0 lead. Happy to hold on to that clean sheet as Kimball Carter tries to bring it down. Takes a couple of bounces, now near the middle of the park, as Kogan tries to track it down. Won by Lyman. Lyman trying to get it through to Mitchell. Giving chase here is Porter. Porter clears it away. Wyatt Woods, heavy touch. Esplin trying to defend. Woods gets past Esplin, leaves it for Kimball Carter. Now Woods, defended by Esplin, who comes across and clears it away. Throw-in coming up now for the Flyers. Prior to, though, substitution as Contreras gets ready to check back in. Off is Wyatt Woods for the Dixie Flyers. .18 left to go here in the second half. The Crimson Cliffs Mustangs up by 2. Brought down by Contreras, who just checked in. Contreras goes to ground. The whistle, the foul called, and a free kick coming up here in a dangerous position for the Dixie Flyers, who need to find a goal, and they need one quick. Time not on their side. Down by 2. Taylor Kogan will take the free kick. Ball whipped in quickly to the far back post, but nobody there, as it'll just roll out of bounds and out. Goal kick coming up for the Mustangs. Substitution prior to, as the goal scorer, Ezekiel Weir, back into the game. Goal kick taken short and then booted away. Here's Seth Bateman. Bateman trying to get on the end of it. Nice one there by Bateman. Lyman can't get on the end of that pass. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Flyers, taken quickly by Passley. Ball poked over the top. Giving chase here is Portman Busk, who clears it away. Now Lyman. Lyman plays it in behind to Mitchell. Mitchell, who's in an offside position. The whistle, and we'll have a stoppage in play as Bittner Mitchell will see yellow. Or at least a talking to, we'll see. He'll get a warning. 12:26 left to go. Ball back in play with the Flyers. Kimball Carter goes down. And one back by Contreras. Porter plays it to Contreras. Contreras now with an opportunity. Contreras, short pass, ball given away and cleared by the Mustangs. Contreras here will see yellow. Both Contreras and Caden Cox go into the book. Yellow card caution issued to both sides. And Porter still down after the play, so we have a stoppage still with John Porter down. Dixie training staff running onto the field to take a look at number 17, John Porter. 12:01 left to go here. That's our stoppage in this second half as the number 4 Crimson Cliffs up 2-0 over the Dixie Flyers, thanks to goals from Ezekiel Ware and a goal from Bittner Mitchell to double the lead. Both teams heading to the sideline for a quick water break as John Porter still down. We'll take this time an opportunity to remind you that following the conclusion of this one, we're not done. More action coming up next here on KSLSports.com. We had the 6A championship game earlier where the American Fork Cavemen were able to take the win 1-0 over the Bingham Miners for the 6A state championship. The Cavemen going back-to-back in 6A. And coming up next in 5A, the Wasatch Wasps trying to make history, trying to go for a three-peat, but standing in their way is a very good Alta side for the 5A championship. Porter back up on his feet. A round of applause from both sides here at America First Field, and John Porter will have to make his way over to the far sideline. We, of course, hope that John Porter will be okay and has an ability to carry on in this one. He's been a vital piece of this Dixie defense throughout the course of the season. It's John Porter now making his way over to the sideline. Checking in his place will be number 19, Felix Mesa, who just checked in. As we get ready to resume action. Again, 12:01 left to go here in the second half between the Dixie Flyers and the Crimson Cliff Mustangs. The Mustangs up 2-0. Trying to hold on and take this 2-0 lead to a state championship. Ball back in play as Mesa brings it down. Out of bounds and out. Dixie throw in here on the near sideline. Substitution coming up again for the Dixie Flyers as Diaz will head out and Contreras back into the game. Kimball Carter lets that ball bounce. Portman Bus clears it away. Out of bounds and out. So once more, another throw-in coming up here for the Flyers as Porter will throw it in. Mesa tracking it down. Up the sideline to Porter. Porter tries to play it through, deflected, out of bounds once more. Another throw-in coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. Ball played in, and it'll roll safely back into the hands of Brody Fielding. Fielding here can boot this one away. That ball cleared away, or deflected off of Terasa. Throw in for the Mustangs. Parrish brings it down. Parrish plays it to Lyman. Lyman again caught in an offside position as the Mustangs high line doing their job, catching high-speed runners like Lyman offsides. This is now Porter for the Flyers. Advantage played as that ball filtered through. Sarabia was there, cleared away by Crimson Cliffs. Ball played into Terasa. Terasa goes down, ball into the box for Sarabia, takes a heavy touch. Sarabia can cross it in. The cross played in, takes a couple of deflections. We'll see what the final call is. And it's a corner kick coming up for the Flyers. The Flyers want a handball inside the box. Conversations here being had by the official. And a stoppage in play with Terasa down. The Flyers still talking to the center ref. They want the handball. They want the penalty. Trainer check coming back onto the field here for the Flyers as Terasa's still down. .9:16 left to go here in the second half between the Flyers and the Mustangs. Terasa back up on his feet as he'll make his way over to the far sideline. Again, these are two region rivals going head-to-head in the state championship game. Dixie won both games in the regular season. The Crimson Cliffs Mustangs yet to beat the Flyers this season. But the Flyers in trouble with 9:16 left to go. Corner kick coming up here for Dixie. Everybody lined up at the back post. An opportunity to try to pull one back. Goes low, driven to the near post. Porter takes the shot, and it goes out of bounds and out for another corner kick. Good to see John Porter back into the game. John Porter there got the shot off. Another one low, driven towards the near post. Porter there with a heavy touch as it's cleared away. A throw-in coming up here for the Flyers. Porter flicks it through with the header. Out of bounds, and another corner here for Dixie. Ball whipped in to the back post this time. Porter is there, takes a deflection and fielding off his line. He'll pick it up and he'll collect. Ball booted away by Fielding. Elliott to Passley, who plays it overhead. Now here's an opportunity for Mitchell to get in behind. Randolph spills, and Mitchell puts it into the back of the net. Bittner Mitchell capitalizes off the mistake. It's a brace for Mitchell. And the Mustangs up 3-0 here in the 4A state championship game. Mason Randolph spills the ball in front of his own net. And Bittner Mitchell just has to tap it in. Mitchell with his second goal of the afternoon. And it's 3 for Crimson Cliffs. Substitutions being made here by the Mustangs prior to the restart with 7:47 left to go.
The Mustang goal was scored by number 13, Bittner Mitchell.
The Mustangs up 3-0. Ball played back to Elliott, and we'll have a stoppage in play as there's a Mustang down after the behind the play. So the clock didn't stop with the player down. So we'll now wait to see if time is added back on as we get ready to resume action. Ball back in play now with the Dixie Flyers as we resume action. Ball flicked into the box by Porter. It goes into the hands of Fielding. And Fielding here can put this one away. Headed by Ellett. The whistle as it comes off of the ref. And we'll have a dead ball here for the Mustangs. Cox gets it away. Lands at Ellett. Ellett plays it to Contreras. Heavy touch by Contreras, able to get it out to Pasley. Pasley now up the sideline looking for Sarabia. One by Portman Busk. Busk up the sideline. Busk into the attack. Intercepted and one back by the Flyers as Sarabia plays it centrally to Kogan. Kogan turns with time and space. Gets it out to Mesa. Mesa to Kimball Carter. Carter defended by Cox. Cox pokes it away and a corner kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers with 6:11 left to go. Dixie need 3. Corner kick coming up for the number 2 in the RPI prior to those substitutions as one of the goal scorers in Ezekiel Weir checks off, checking into the game. Corner kick coming up here. Ball whipped in, goes towards the back post, headed into the box and headed away by Marlowe. It's number 33, Marlowe, who just checked in. Kogan to throw it in over on the far sideline. Ball played into Contreras. Kicked away and booted out by Mies. Now here's Pasley. Ball whipped in towards the top of the 18. Porter is there, can't get on the end of it. Cleared away by the Mustangs. Jacob gets a foot on it, brought down by Mies. Jacob trying to win it back quickly. Now here's Porter, loses his footing. And ball back with Crimson Cliffs, who just boots this one up and away over the top. Randolph will track it down. Mason Randolph gets this one away for the Flyers. Johnson can't get on the end of it. It's Mesa for the Dixie Flyers. Turned there by Kogan. Kogan trying to get it into the box. Mesa with the tackle. And cleared away by Crimson Cliffs. Out of bounds and out. It goes, and it'll be a throw in here for the Flyers. It's Terasa. Cleared away by Crimson Cliffs. Giving chase here is Pasley with 3:45 left to go. Ball goes out of bounds and out. Johnson tries to head it away. The whistle and the foul will called, a free kick coming up here for Dixie. Opportunity to play one in. Ball floated in near the top of the 18. Portman Busk will head it away. Now Poppy who heads it out. Eaton over the top. Randolph off his line. Takes a heavy touch. Stolen away by Lawrence. Now here come the Mustangs. The shot from distance from Bateman. Over the bar and out. Randolph again off his line using his feet. And it goes out of bounds off the shot from Bateman. Johnson tries, or excuse me, Terraza tries to poke it through to Johnson. Cleared away by Crimson Cliffs. It's now Mesa who brings it in. Mesa cuts inside. Onto his right, back out to his left. Plays it to Porter. Porter to James Porter. Now back out to John Porter. To the corner flag. John Porter crosses it in, goes near post. Nobody there. Cleared away by the Mustangs. Jacob gets it to Terraza. Now back. Now wide to Mesa. Mesa tries to play it into the box to Kogan and cleared away. Ellett with a heavy touch here on the near sideline. Brought in by Dawson Ellett. He'll whip it over to the far sideline, trying to find Contreras. And that one cleared away. Ball played up. And back here is the Flyers. Heavy touch by Porter, brings it down. Here's Kogan. Kogan plays it to Porter. Trying to get it back. Johnson tries to poke it through. Kogan taken down, takes a deflection, the whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up. Free kick here for the Dixie Flyers. With time winding down, less than a minute to go in the second half, down by 3. And Kogan will have a free kick in a very similar spot to where he scored a free kick in the last game. Kogan standing over it with the left foot. Everybody on the wall. Kogan plays it short to Porter. Back to Mesa. Mesa takes the shot, goes wide. And it's out for the goal kick. Interesting strategy there from Crimson Cliffs as the entire team subbing out. In comes the underclassmen, up by 3 with 23 seconds left. Good to see there from head coach Klingensmith, who subs out his entire 11 and allows his underclassmen to come into this game and end it here for the Crimson Cliff Mustangs. Celebrations already being had over on the far sideline. Ball won back by the Flyers. Now here's the Mustangs in possession. Obrey. The countdown at America First Field. And that'll do it! For the first time since 2022, the Crimson Cliff Mustangs, 4A state champions. The Mustangs at the center circle celebrating their win. State championship number 2 in boys soccer for Crimson Cliffs, as they make their way over to the near sideline to celebrate with the traveling fans all the way from St. George. Amazing scenes here at America First Field as the Mustangs are your 4A state champions, led to by a 3-0 win thanks to goals from Ezekiel Weir and a brace, 2 goals from Bittner Mitchell to put the Mustangs over the top of number 2, the Dixie Flyers. We'll keep it here as we await the trophy celebrations at America First Field between the Mustangs and the Flyers. Heartbreak for Dixie as they were so close to winning their first championship since 2015, but instead down by 3. And they'll have to head back to St. George, knowing that they came so close but so far to holding up another state championship trophy. Phenomenal season for the Flyers that comes to an end just short of another championship. Players getting ready to meet here at the center circle for their handshakes. Last season, the Mustangs eliminated by the eventual champions in the Ridgeline Riverhawks. The Flyers taking down the Riverhawks in the semifinals. The Mustangs with a win over the Bruins. And now they take down the number 2 in the RPI for the state championship. The Mustangs will finish 16-3 overall on this season, knocking off number 13 Uinta, number 5 Green Canyon, and number 8 Mountain View on their journey to this state championship trophy. Both sides of traveling fans now on their feet. Giving a round of applause to both sides as we get ready for the trophy presentations here at America First Field.
We now proceed with the presentation of the trophies. Presenting the runner-up trophy to the Dixie Flyers will be UHSAA Assistant Director Jan.
Turn your attention over now to the Dixie Flyers as they are presented with the runner-up trophies. And now here we go, the first place, the state championship trophy making its way over to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs.
She will present that trophy to the 2025
The ice bath to the head coach as the trophy's making its way to the Mustangs. There's the handoff as Crimson Cliffs state championship number 2 in boys soccer for the Mustangs as they are your 4A state champions. (3-0) the final score. Crimson Cliffs 4A state champions here at America First Field. Their first one came back in 2022. State championship number 2 won here in 2025 for Crimson Cliffs. That's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, brought to you by Tab Bank. I'm Alex Napolis. Big shout out to Doug on the camera, and from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. We'll take a quick step aside, but make sure to come back 4 o'clock. The 5A state championship gets underway as the Wasatch Wasps get ready to defend their crown against the Alta Hawks. Again, the 5A state championship coming up next, 4 p.m. kickoff here on KSLSports.com.